they'll go ahead and look at the depth chart, and then they'll go ahead and look at draft board and see what you can get. And also, I don't like saying it, but it's true. They're house money right now, right?
Yeah.
They're house. So you could win 10 games next year, make playoffs. Chiefs fans are going to be fine, right? Your house. It's not boom or bust next year.
Well, yes and no. I think the tough thing for the Chiefs right now is keeping Patrick Mahomes safer, and not have to run as much and not be the leading rusher. And two, the defense needs a little bit more fine-tuning. So I think if you want to make it back to the Super Bowl next year and you want to keep Patrick Mahomes healthy for the next 5 years or whatever it is, you really need to figure out a few more pieces on the offense.
Yeah, and I mean, I think kind of what he's saying with house money, they didn't win a Super Bowl for 50 years. Now they've been to the AFC Championship and then won the Super Bowl.
The bar has been set higher.
So I feel like Chiefs fans, Chiefs Kingdom, is going to say next year, if they win 10 games, make the playoffs, and then get beat by whoever in the playoffs and don't win the Super Bowl, I don't think anybody's counting that as a failure.
No.
No, but I mean, I was talking to my mom down in Tulsa yesterday, and she said, I finally did take my sign down. I'm like, Mom, why? Well, I had to put my KU one up.
There you go.
So, Mom's supporting the area teams here from down in Tulsa. But, she even knows the talk in Tulsa, which, there's still a lot of Chiefs fans there, more Cowboys fans there, Gary. I'm sure you're happy about that.
Hell yeah.
But there's talk that the fans are expecting, we've had it now almost 2 years ago. It's kind of been the Royals, the last couple of years for the Chiefs. First year Royals made it to the World Series, second year won it. Chiefs in football, if you make it close to being in it, is like almost being in it. I mean, it's a tough thing to get to in football, and they made it the second year. So, the one thing that I know Chiefs Kingdom, I think it would really, really hurt it would be if they did have a mediocre season next year.
Yeah, and I don't think there's a chance to have mediocre. Strength schedule's tough, but I think
it all depends on healthiness in certain players too.
And speaking of the Royals, I tweeted it out the other day, but the Royals did move some September games around because of the possible Chiefs home opener on that. Because typically your Super Bowl champion is going to kick it off on Thursday Night Football, and so the Royals were supposed to have a game that Thursday in September. I can't remember the date off the top of my head, but the Royals tweeted out a statement saying, due to a possibility of the Chiefs having the home opener, we're going to move some games around, and they're going to do a doubleheader on Wednesday, so that way the complex is available for the Chiefs.
Potentially could have a couple great days. Go to the ballpark on Wednesday, watch the Royals all day, and then next day go to Thursday Night Football with the Chiefs. That'd be awesome.
How about having an afternoon break with a couple-hour tailgate session for the Chiefs game? Go to the Royals game.
Between games?
Yeah.
They did that for a Monday night, right?
They
did it for a Monday
That's
night.
fun.
Yeah. Awesome. Yeah. Here's the deal.
You just pay to park and don't even leave the parking lot.
Here's the advice. Pace yourself.
Yep.
Pace. Take a pace.
Maybe
drink some water. You're
maybe
good.
on that Wednesday doubleheader, we should do a show.
You learned that last night, right?
Yes.
Pace yourself.
No, I always pace myself.
You learn that every time.
I think he did pace himself, but he started early, so it's eventually the pace gets you still, even if it's a slow pace.
That's not pacing. That's just going.
He was somewhere between you were somewhere between a brisk walk. I think you were doing like kind of a brisk walk last night. Yeah, not a full sprint.
No,
just
kind of like a
for
runner
about
doing
7
a
hours.
marathon.
8 hours. Brisk walk. No,
Yeah.
9 hours. 8 hours. 9 hours.
I mean, I was running the Boston Marathon or something.
I'm
just taking your time.
Yeah.
I'm
But
gonna
you
call
get
your
to the
wife
finish.
and ask her about some stories last night. See if she got any.
What's that?
I'm gonna see if your wife's got any stories on you too from last night.
Oh, my wife actually Snapchatted me, filmed me in my sleep. She said I was loud. I was snoring. So
Stop that, Gary. Stop that.
Yeah, I
Snore
know, right?
apathy.
My wife.
You remember the band, the strip thing they came out with? Get one of those.
I tried that.
You don't use your whatever that. See, why not?
I don't know. I can't. I always just take it off.
Why?
I don't know. So I don't know.
All right, back to football.
Yeah. So
Back to foosball.
Anyway, Chiefs
Let's play.
probably
Foosball.
going to open this season at home. Royals move some games around. Class move by the Royals.
Hey,
To
I got the
support the
T-shirt on
team.
today.
Yeah.
Here's my thing. I feel bad. I'm gonna be a slight realist. It's like a 65 game season, maybe a little better.
And I know
But they got really good pieces.
Yeah, we've
The
said
better
this.
thing is Salvador Perez is not getting hurt in spring training this year.
Yeah.
That was. I mean, when that happened last year,
It was
everybody's
kind of
like, it was really like, oh man, there goes.
We have said this, every year, but I mean it right now. I'm saying it on the air, so it's got to be true. We are doing a show from either Kaufman or the parking lot at Kaufman
It'd be probably from the parking lot.
before.
Tried to get you guys to do it during the football playoffs.
I know
What
it was
the heck?
cold.
It was so cold, man.
I don't
I
know.
want to drive out
you know
there.
what? You know what? Little old Danny Wilniak out there in the parking lot for hours and upon hours.
That's
Yeah, but she has a van she can get in to warm
Well,
up.
we have the UClick TV van.
Oh, we do. State of the art.
No, there's no excuses. You either
So-
go, hey, in this business, you got to do what you got to do.
So I'm saying it. We're gonna do before or after a
give me
Royals
a
game.
spring Royals game over that. Give me a.
We're gonna do
What
it.
if the Super Bowl was in the parking lot on January or February, whatever? You there?
No.
I don't know.
I mean,
Where
this
at?
guy
Here?
maybe,
Here?
but I don't like to be cold.
I hate being cold, man. I felt bad for y'all at the parade, man.
Yeah, it actually wasn't too bad.
I'm not. I did the AFC Championship game from when we lost to Brady, and after that I go. I don't know if I'm gonna do it. I don't know if I can do it anymore. It was so cold, like 10-degree cold.
Now, sitting in a seat at a game in cold weather,
Now
that's. I mean, you're.
I should have paid the extra
You-
money to
you-
get the freaking.
you
club.
wanted to talk about pacing yourself. This guy learned a hard lesson that day, that AFC Championship, to
Yeah,
pace himself.
I did not.
He did not,
And I was-
he paid for it.
I
I
remember the 80 World Series when my dad was out there and got in free because he ran into a cop he knew and went to school with.
That's cool.
So he took the money that he would have spent on a ticket and bought beer with it. And I, know
Nice.
I think my
Nice.
mom didn't talk to him for like 3 weeks or something.
Yeah. Hey, since
She
you
was
brought
so
up
bad.
since you brought up beer, we're on baseball. We'll go back to the T-Bones here. That's the one thing I do hope they keep around. Was that like $1.50 beer night?
Whatever. It was great.
It was awesome. $1.50 beer, $1.50 hot dogs. Fun well done was awesome. Now it's bona fide fun.
I'm glad they came up with a different catchphrase for the hot dog deal because you can't do $1 dog when it's $1.50.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so they did come up with a different catchphrase for that.
Yeah,
It was-
so it's bona fide fun. But I hope they keep that $1.50 beer or dollar beer. What was it, $1.50?
No, whatever. I got a piece of advice for them. Stock your store up with some better hats.
Yeah.
I mean, I had to settle for. I still have it.
Yeah.
It's
but
not
it was
great.
not
It's
one
not
of
a
my
great.
favorite
It's
hats.
not a great hat.
And I'm a hat guy.
I know your hat guy. Is that a new hat?
It's not new, but
Is that a repeat, or you haven't worn it on the show?
I haven't worn it on the show.
How do you keep track of that? You have a spreadsheet or something?
I do. My secretary takes care of it.
Oh. How do
Your
you actually-
wife?
How do you actually keep track?
You guys don't have a secretary?
Your wife, my
I'm
wife.
a loser. No, I'm a loser. I'm a nobody. I don't have a secretary. I'm a loser.
She gets paid from my fees.
How do you actually keep track of it?
So I have a container that I put the hats in after I wear them, and I put a little sticky note on it with the show number.
Really?
Yep.
Wow. A very good system going on there.
Here, Austin.
What? Yeah, all right.
He's rolling his eyes up there. Anyway. All right.
Now you got to buy 100 more hats.
So,
it forces,
yeah.
it forces you to keep your hat game.
But I am a
point.
premium
Lids,
member. At
Lids is making money now. Lids. Give Mary Gary some money.
Yeah, Lids needs to sponsor me. I'm a premium member,
Yeah, Lids,
so I get a discount.
do a sponsor. We'll put all the hats up here and be like, we got these from Lids.
You can probably get some girl named Liz to sponsor you quicker.
All right. Hey, while we're on baseball, I saw a post, and I want to bring it up and get your thoughts. Pete Rose, Baseball Hall of Fame.
Induct him.
He's been banned for life
Induct
because
him.
of his betting scandal that came
How many
out.
other coaches have betting?
Okay.
A ton.
Houston is keeping their title, and we talked about that a little on our show two shows ago with Jake Randa, current Major League Baseballer.
Yeah, and Jake was very. Jake did a good job.
He did.
PC about it.
Shout out to him, by the way. Thanks again for coming on. But so Houston's keeping their title. They won a championship. They cheated. They've all but admitted it. I mean, everybody knows they were banging on the trash cans, possibly wearing buzzers, whatever it was. Put Pete Rose in the Hall of Fame. I'm all for it. What do you think?
Proven. Is it proven, or is it like 99.9% that he's only bet on himself? Right? He only bet.
He did not bet on his team.
Did he ever bet against his team?
No, he bet on other teams. Like
he never bet on the. He never bet on. I was thinking that he only bet on himself.
No, he never bet on games that he was involved in.
Here's the problem. Yeah. Here's the problem with Pete Rose. He's got a little Jerry Jones in him. The ego gets in the way. That is what got him in more trouble than anything.
Definitely egotistical.
His people didn't like him.
Yeah,
Mr. Hustle was not liked.
No,
so he was not a fan favorite.
Well, I mean, I think
he
the
wasn't
fans
a
liked him.
quote-unquote nice guy of baseball when he was playing and managing.
Another reason why Bonds will be a no-go.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, because he wasn't a media favorite.
And like not a clubhouse guy.
People that piss people off usually pay a bigger price.
Yeah. And I think I'm glad you brought that up, Jim, because I think that has more to do with Pete Rose not being in the Hall of Fame than the actual betting, because it's proven that he wasn't betting on games he was coaching or managing in. He was betting on other teams based on what he saw. Now, maybe he had more knowledge than you or I would have if we were betting on a game, but still, his coaching didn't affect the outcome of his bet.
Why? Okay, so let me ask you this: SMU, other teams in the state of Texas did just as the same amount of the same things.
Oh, when they got the death penalty.
Yeah,
why did I mean they were just so arrogant about it?
Yeah.
They nicknamed the parking lot the 300Z store. You know, Nissan 300Z. I mean, it's like they had a deal with a dealership down there, and all the players, they weren't driving what's another Nissan?
And I still think that
it was all sports cars.
I still think right now in major college football that there are certain players that come back to envelopes full of cash in their locker after the game.
Hey, every sport. It's and you know what? As a coach at that level in the blue bloods, you have to turn your head, or it happens if you don't. You know, like I said, I told you guys before, my high school coach took over for Buzz Peterson, which was at Tulsa for a year after Bill Self left. That was one of the things he had the biggest problem with, was the compromises you had to make on your morals and your scruples and values at that level.
I mean, I totally agree. I think that in major college football, in major college sports, athletics, people are coming back to envelopes with different cash amounts in their locker. I think it happens at the University of Alabama. I think Nick Saban doesn't necessarily make sure it happens, but I think in a roundabout way he knows it's happening.
Okay, Austin.
Same at Clemson. I think it happens at Clemson. I mean, name the school. I think it's happening.
You've even seen the SEC has so much money flowing through it.
Yes.
Hey, let me ask you this real quick, Austin.
Get caught
on the Pete Rose thing. Okay, you're a manager, okay, of your store, right?
Yeah.
You've had employees that were just dicks, right? And you're like,
oh yeah,
man, I don't, you know, everybody hates firing, right? But when you get somebody that, hey, they're really trying hard, they're a good person, but there's something about them that keeps them screwing up. You're like, man, that's a hard person to get rid of there.
Yeah, I'll take and I've said it a lot of times before, I will take the slightly below average employee that is really, really giving me 100% and is cool and is a good teammate versus the super above average guy that is a jerk to everybody.
And that's Pete Rose.
Give me the slight.
That was Pete Rose.
Yeah, give me the slightly below average guy that gives me 110%.
Yep.
Pete Rose was just,
yeah. There's a lot of guys like
bringing it up. You know, Pete Rose should be in the Hall of Fame, in my opinion.
Yeah.
You guys both agree?
Yeah, I'm in. Yeah, I don't think he will. Yeah,
I think the
won't,
controversy
but,
keeps his money rolling in better, though. I think whenever he shows up to